All right, so we're breaking down a recent mock draft for the Detroit Lions, looking specifically at their potential picks in the first 3 rounds. If you guys are enjoying these analyses, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more content like this.
Yeah, this mock draft gets interesting really quickly. It actually has the Lions trading down with the Washington Commanders.
Oh, really? So they're moving back in the draft?
Just one spot, from 28th to 29th.
Okay.
But it nets them a future 4th-round pick in 2026.
Interesting. So the Commanders are moving up to snag?
They are. They're taking offensive tackle Cameron Williams out of Texas.
Makes sense. So the Lions get an asset for the future and still end up with a pretty good first-round pick? Who are they projected to take at 29?
At 29, they're projected to take a cornerback, Trey Amos from Ole Miss.
Okay. Now what kind of player is?
He is a physical corner. He thrives in press man coverage, so he's comfortable getting up in the receiver's face right off the line, really disrupting their routes early on.
It sounds like that aligns well with the Lions' defensive philosophy.
Yeah, absolutely. He's also not afraid to make a tackle, so that physicality is definitely something that the Lions will appreciate.
Yeah, but are there any downsides with him?
The one knock on Amos is his eye discipline. He needs to refine it a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, he can get caught peeking into the backfield or biting on double moves, which can leave him vulnerable to crafty receivers.
So he has all the tools, but it sounds like he needs a little bit of development.
Yeah, he needs some experience.
The mock draft also suggests that the Lions might go after a veteran cornerback in free agency.
That makes a lot of sense, having that veteran presence.
To mentor the younger guys.
Right. They've already got Terrion Arnold, Ennis Straw Jr., Amick Robertson, and Maurice Norris. They're all young corners.
So a veteran could really help develop that secondary.
For sure. Now, moving on to the second round, the mock draft has the Lions addressing another need at pick 48.
And that would be?
Edge rusher. They're projected to take Ashton Gillotte from Louisville.
Ashton Gillotte. What's his game like?
He is a versatile player. He can rush the passer and hold the edge against the run.
So he can do it all?
Well, some scouts question his consistency.
In what way?
Some scouts think he lacks that elite first-step quickness to consistently beat NFL tackles, and some also wonder if he's big enough to hold up against the run.
If he bulks up to improve his pass rush.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's a tough balance.
It is.
So the big question is, can he develop into a reliable starter opposite Aiden Hutchinson?
That would be huge for the Lions defense.
Yeah, that would really take their pass rush to the next level.
Absolutely. Now let's move on to their 3rd round selection. They have a compensatory pick there. They got this when Aaron Glenn became head coach of the Jets.
So who are they projected to take with that pick?
They are projected to take a wide receiver, Ricky White III from UNLV.
Ricky White III. Now he's actually got a little bit of history with Michigan football fans. He torched them for 196 yards as a freshman when he was playing for Michigan State.
Yeah, before he transferred to UNLV.
So he's already got experience playing against Big Ten competition. What kind of receiver is he?
He's a dynamic playmaker. He excels on vertical routes, those deep routes downfield.
That sounds like.
He's also got really good route running skills. He's very smooth, very precise.
It sounds promising.
Yeah.
But are there any concerns about his game?
The one concern is his frame. He's got a slight build, which raises some questions about his ability to handle the physicality of the NFL.
Especially in a run-heavy offense like the Lions.
Right. His run blocking could be a liability early on. He's going to need to get stronger to hold his own against bigger defenders.
Yeah, strength and physicality are definitely key in the NFL, especially for receivers who are trying to create separation and fight for extra yards.
He does bring added value as a gunner on special teams, though.
So he could contribute immediately on special teams while he develops as a receiver.
Exactly. He adds value in multiple ways. So that makes him an intriguing pick for the Lions in the 3rd round.
So we've gone over their projected picks in the first 3 rounds. A physical corner, a versatile edge rusher, and a dynamic wide receiver, all bringing something different to the Lions roster.
Yeah. And now the question becomes, how do these pieces fit into the bigger picture for the Lions?
All right, let's take a deeper look at the potential impact of these players and how they could shape the future of the Lions.
You know, if Amos develops as projected and they bring in that veteran corner in free agency, that secondary could be a real force.
That would be a huge upgrade for them, especially in a division with quarterbacks like Aaron Rodgers and Justin Fields.
Yeah, no doubt. And then you've got Gillotte on the other side of the ball. If he can refine his technique and really settle into a role, he could cause some serious problems alongside Hutchinson.
Putting pressure on opposing quarterbacks from both edges.
Exactly. That kind of consistent pass rush can really change a defense.
Absolutely. And with White 30 added to the mix, the Lions offense has the potential to be even more explosive.
Oh yeah. His speed and route running ability could stretch the field, open up opportunities for guys like Amon-Ra St. Brown and Jameson Williams.
It's exciting to think about the possibilities with those 3 young players.
It is, but it's important to remember that coaching plays a huge huge role
Of course.
in maximizing a player's potential. So the Lions coaching staff will need to guide these rookies, help them adjust to the NFL.
It's true. The right coaching and mentorship can make all the difference.
Absolutely. Now, this mock draft gives us a glimpse into the Lions' potential future, but it also raises some questions about their overall strategy.
Yes.
Well, their moves in free agency could really impact their draft needs.
Right. If they sign a top-tier free agent cornerback, they might shift their focus in the draft to another position.
Exactly. Maybe they target a proven edge rusher to pair with Hutchinson or bolster their offensive line to further enhance their run game.
So much depends on what happens in free agency.
Yeah, it really does. Those free agency decisions will shape their draft board, determine the direction they go with their picks.
And that's where the speculation really starts to heat up.
Oh, yeah, that's the fun part. Everybody starts envisioning different scenarios.
It's a fascinating time of year, filled with anticipation and possibilities.
It is. We get to analyze potential moves, debate the best course of action.
And then when the draft finally arrives,
All those discussions and predictions come to life.
it's an exciting time for football fans, watching the pieces fall into place, witnessing the formation of a new team. So as we wrap up our analysis of this Lions mock draft, it's clear that they're in a build for the future mode,
Yeah, it seems like they're not just trying to fill holes, they're strategically building a well-rounded roster.
with an eye toward both immediate impact and long-term sustainability,
Exactly. They're laying a foundation for sustained success, not just a quick fix.
which is a promising approach, for sure, one that should have Lions fans excited about the future.
Absolutely. And this mock draft really highlights that commitment. They're addressing key needs on both sides of the ball.
While also planning for the long term with that extra draft pick in 2026. So as we leave our listeners with this mock draft to ponder, what's the final thought you would offer them?
I would encourage them to think about the ripple effect of these potential picks. How might they, in combination with the moves they make in free agency, reshape the team's identity?
It's an interesting thought.
This could be the start of a truly formidable Lions team.
And that's something worth getting excited about.
Definitely.
Great point to end on, a potential turning point for the franchise. Thanks for joining us for this in-depth look at the Lions mock draft.
It was my pleasure.
We'll be back with more insights and analysis as the offseason continues. Until then, keep those discussions going and let the speculation run wild.